Rapids. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your anchor, Josie Sabo.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean Francis. And because you were all waiting in line at the newly opened Wahlburgers last week, where every 20th customer got a free punch in the face, we are bringing you the top local, national, and world news that you may have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash. Ding dong. All right, tonight's top story. If you listen exclusively to Fox News, first of all, what are you doing here? Also, you already know that the biggest, most controversial, egregious affront to our civil liberties occurred over the weekend as Sesame Street announced via Twitter that cuck, Big Bird, received the COVID vaccine in a blatant attempt at indoctrinating our children the same way they try to brainwash them into believing it's fine for two men to live together and eat cookies in bed, no less. Now, many Republican politicians, Ted Cruz, for example, were seriously outraged. The Texan senator called it propaganda for your 5-year-old. And Arizona Senator Wendy Rogers literally called Big Bird a communist. Now, that's just got a sting for the guy, because, I mean, he lost his whole family to the avian flu. He's just looking out for other people.
Not all Sesame Street characters are at odds with Cruz, as Oscar the Grouch retweeted Cruz's burns, adding, "After doing my own research, I have developed immunity by licking the bottom of my own pail. The rest of you can suck it. Scram!" COVID-19 has demoralized Count Van Count, as he feels bats have been unfairly demonized. He cheers himself up by 1, reminding himself that he's immortal, and 2, counting to the 17th letter of the alphabet over and over like a mantra.
The 17th. Oh, gotcha. Last week, Facebook unveiled its new company rebranding as Meta in order to signify their intentions to get a head start on the, as of yet, untapped potential of the metaverse, where it seems like mostly people could be able to explore vast, imaginative worlds, but for the most part are likely just going to wind up watching an avatar themselves at the JoJo Siwa concert. However, several lawsuits have already popped up over copyright infringement involving their logo, over some of the features of the new app, a public letter from a smaller startup company claiming ownership of the name Meta itself. The latter's willing to sell their name to the tune of $20 million, which is otherwise known to Zuckerberg as his annual real doll body pillow budget. But expect the aftermath of this drama to play out in The Social Network 2. Maybe now nerds will shut up about the first one not winning any Oscars.
Disappointed QAnon followers patiently waited in Dallas, Texas last week to witness John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy Jr. come back from the grave and announce Trump to be reinstated as president. Instead, only former President Taft appeared to reinstate life alert devices next to every bathtub in the nation. Tough break, Kiwis. Maybe if we got into Michelle Williams to reprise her Maryland cosplay?
Maybe. It could have worked.
Michigan finally confirmed it will be including a non-binary option on all future Michigan driver's licenses.
Ooh.
Yeah. While this is a big step forward for progress in gender inclusion, it's also just one more thing for hapless bouncers to get all high and mighty when all you want to do is meet your friends for a goddamn mojito on your birthday.
Come on. An ongoing issue at NASA is putting the Hubble telescope in a recurring safe mode that interferes with reliability of synchronizing instruments, as well as blocking violent channels on DirecTV that censors any swear words in the astronaut group chat. The scientists are trying to find the sticky note that has the parental unlock code written on it. But it's a pretty big station, so it might take a while. There's only so many more episodes of The Wiggles that they can stand before going insane.
In other space news, the astronauts aboard the SpaceX capsule are coming home today. Coming home today will have an extra challenge to deal with. No working toilet. The 4 members on Space Crew Dragon Endeavour will be wearing diapers as they splash down in order to prevent anything else from splashing too. In past flight, the capsule storage system has been disconnected in flight, allowing pooled urine to enter the fan system. As if it wasn't hard enough to be ready when shit hits the fan, now they have to cope with urine hitting it too. Bringing a whole new meaning to Elon Musk.
A controversial bill advanced through the Michigan House on Tuesday of last week, a bill stating that a school district's core academic curriculum must not in any way include the promotion of any form of implicit race or gender stereotyping. The bill includes 8 statements defining how curriculums cannot promote race or gender stereotyping. Now, this sounds pretty good on the surface, but when you read it, it's clearly a very pointed and very thinly veiled attempt at preventing curriculums supporting the much debated, controversial, critical race theory. But let's really break down what this bill is trying to say, shall we? Statement number 1, the curriculum cannot say that all individuals comprising a racial or ethnic group or gender hold a collective quality or belief. For example, curriculums cannot say that all Dutch people pretend they don't hear the cashier asking if they'd like to add a tip at checkout.
Statement number 2, that individuals act in certain ways or hold certain opinions because of their race or gender. For example, the curriculum cannot make the blatant statement that all men watch porn because they are men, or that all women are better at folding fitted sheets because they are women.
All right. Statement number 3, that individuals are born racist or sexist by accident of their race or gender. Now, our legal analysts are not so sure about this one. If individuals aren't born racist or sexist, how do you explain all the internecine ethnic clashes and gender strife amongst newborn in the hospital, NCIUs, and nurseries? Come on.
Statement number 4, that individuals bear collective guilt for historical wrongs committed by their race or gender. Let the record show that a bill passed unanimously by the Michigan Republican House of Representatives recognized the existence of historical wrongs committed by races or genders, but they want to make sure that an individual doesn't bear collective guilt for them, which is fine because by definition an individual cannot do something collectively.
That's confusing. Statement number 5. We're not sure what happened to it. These lazy legislators just skipped it entirely in their fancy bill, so...
Statement number 6, that cultural norms or practices of a racial or ethnic group or gender are flawed and must be eliminated or changed to conform with those of another racial or ethnic group or gender. It sounds like the Michigan House of Representatives feared the cyclones or the Borgs would be taking over the curriculum writing.
Yeah. Statement number 7, that racism is inherent in individuals from a particular race or ethnic group, or that sexism is inherent in individuals from a particular gender. All right, we already addressed this one on the baby thing above. We're all doomed by what we are pre-programmed to be. We here at NewsFlash, we're existential nihilists, so deal with it.
Statement number 8, that a racial or ethnic group or gender is in need of deconstruction, elimination, or criticism. Apparently, the statement is to ensure that Daleks won't assist the Cylons and Borgs with the curriculum drafting.
Gotcha. And then statement number 9, curriculum cannot say that the actions of individuals serve as an indictment against the race or gender of those individuals. Now, for example, Michigan curriculums shouldn't be allowed to teach that just because one Mexican person might be a rapist, not all Mexicans are rapists, right? Or that maybe just because one orange-hued, corpulent, combed-over man is an egotistical, misanthropic clown, not all orange-hued, corpulent, combed-over men are egotistical, misanthropic clowns, okay? In any case, the bill now advances to the Republican-controlled Michigan Senate for further consideration. Maybe they'll find statement number 5.
A woman accidentally shot herself in the head at a Bob Evans restaurant in Indiana. The woman's gut went off. She went to the bathroom and sat on her purse. The bullet ricocheted and hit her in the head. Now, police said the injury was not life-threatening and she's going to be okay. But is she really? Because when most women go to the restroom, they usually don't sit on their purses. They make deposits elsewhere. So I'm still really concerned. I just want to know, what else besides a loaded gun is she carrying around in her purse? It just doesn't seem right to me.
No. A man in northern Wisconsin recently was arrested for drunk driving after trying to set up his ice fishing shanty on a local lake that was nowhere near frozen. That is a real picture. And he claimed it was just a misunderstanding. He heard Christmas music on the radio and just assumed it must be mid-December. So, as the Saint Red Green famously said, keep your stick on the ice, especially if there's no ice yet.
A California man made the news recently for saving money to pay off student loans by eating exclusively at a Six Flags theme park for 7 years. This man going just by Dylan said, I timed it so I was able to go there during my lunch break, go back to work, then stop back for dinner on my way home. After the world learned about his money-saving secret, he also disclosed his weight loss secret, post-meal rides on the Twisted Colossal until he hurled.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is out for last Sunday's game against the Chiefs after he tested positive for COVID-19. This unraveled the scoop that he actually was never vaccinated, despite claiming to be immunized in an August press conference. He also stated that he has taken the horse dewormer ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine since testing positive. I think that's perfect how you say it. And which means that Aaron Rodgers has now officially topped the drunk driving ice fisher as the dumbest man in northern Wisconsin. Right behind that guy. When asked for comment, the Lions said, we may not be able to win a game, but we are leading the division in quarterback vaccine shots. So remember that when we lose by 35 on Thanksgiving.
In a not that rare miss for the state of Ohio, their newly unveiled license plate design had to be recalled after the graphic commemorating the Wright brothers' first manned flight was discovered to be facing the wrong way. Before they made the announcement, we're sure somebody tried to pivot by saying, actually, most people don't know the flight was made 100% in reverse. Sounds like they didn't get it right at all. Ohio sucks.
Yeah, Ohio sucks. That's the thing. As weather continues to shift as we progress deeper into fall, in the interest of fair time practices, we are contractually obligated to have a quick word from one of our climate change correspondents. Please welcome Elsa Van Helsing. Elsa. Here you go. Elsa. Yeah.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a snow denier. I do not believe that snow exists. I do not think it's a real thing. Okay, and I am not going to let snow dictate what I wear or how I drive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, do we think it's a coincidence that when it's snowing, my energy bill gets hiked up? No. Snow is a conspiracy by big energy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That is the truth. Wake up, sheeple. Open your goddamn eyes.
Elsa, just a couple questions. So if you're saying that snow, you can just have a seat. All right, if you're more comfortable that way. So if you're saying snow doesn't exist, what do you call the white stuff that covers the ground? Like, how do you explain
God's
that?
powdered sugar. Have you ever tasted it?
Yeah, it's pretty much just tastes like frozen water.
Not the stuff around my house. It tastes sweet.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. But you're saying that you don't change anything about your lifestyle.
Nothing. I wear a bikini 24/7 if I wanna.
All right. Well, appreciate your restraint today. What do you say to people who are concerned that, it seems like these colder changes in weather, they're happening earlier every year, and then we have weirder, longer periods of hotter. What do you call that? How do you explain these changes in climate?
I call that being stupid.
Okay.
I call that stupidity. I call that people who did not watch enough Sesame Street. Do you know what I'm saying?
In what part of Sesame Street do they address?
Episode 37,
Really?
1975. They said climate change is dumb.
They literally use those words?
Yeah, Elmo said it. Elmo said it, Big Bird said it, now he got the thing, but, ugh.
So you were fine with Big Bird up until
the
a
thing.
week ago.
Yeah, gross.
Okay, fair enough. Just gonna throw this out there. I learned that there actually was an episode in the 70s where Big Bird was encouraging children to get immunized against mumps and measles and other.
Mumps and measles is real.
Okay, fair enough.
Mumps and measles is real.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
got the mumps and I was just a giant balloon. You could have popped me with a pin.
Okay, back on
Like
the
a
top.
piñata.
I get it. I understand. Josie, do you have any questions regarding climate change? Or...
Hit me.
No.
I think we're good. Big thanks to Elsa, everybody. Appreciate you giving your time. And yeah, I guess look out in wherever you live for someone.
Taste your snow, people. Taste it.
She'll be sunbathing in her bikini out on her lawn, I guess, wherever she is. All right. Grand Rapids, you're welcome. NewsFlash. Hey!